I wanna grow old with you, buy an RV and just travel. I wanna have kids and a house and some stress I can't handle. I want a dog we can chase through the park on a Sunday, then make us a dinner for two, might be microwave entrees. I hate that we only get one life, only one chance to get it right. And I wanna spend it by your side, tonight and every night, tonight.
Okay, so it is May 25th, and my due date was May 22nd. So I am 40 weeks and 3 days pregnant. And so this morning we are gonna go get the process of induction started. So we are all set to go and have bags packed. 2 socks will be going with Grandma, and I think we are all ready to go. So I will just vlog this whole experience and get it documented, but kind of nervous and excited, but don't have any idea what to expect. So hopefully everything goes smoothly. Hey guys, so I finally found a minute to myself without a baby nursing on me or doing something for work or with Bradley around, to finally talk about my birth story and just kind of update how everything is with newborn. So I really wanted to film my birth story in the hospital, and everything happened so fast I actually didn't even have time to pull out the camera. I'm actually really sad about, but it is what it is. Sometimes that happens. I can just explain my birth story now, which might even be better anyways. So I was due on May 22nd, and May 22nd rolled around, still no baby, no contractions, nothing at all. So when I had gone to get checked for a checkup on May 21st, my midwife checked me to see how dilated I was. I was 1 centimeter. My cervix was fully effaced, so it was fully facing forward, which is good, and that's what you want. So they kind of thought like over the weekend I'd go into labor and wouldn't have to be induced on that Tuesday, and that did not happen. And at my hospital with my practitioners, and I think it's kind of nationwide, if you go the birth route at a hospital, is they don't allow you to go over 41 weeks. And I don't really know the reason for this, other than I think it just mitigates any complications that can happen past 41 weeks. I'm not really sure. I had hired a private doula to do some birthing classes with before giving birth, and she had said that there is nothing wrong to go longer than 41 weeks, so I'm not really sure what the reason is, but that's the only thing I can think of. So anyways, I didn't want to get induced, but I digress. So they scheduled my induction for that Tuesday, May 25th, and had no idea what to expect at all. So we go in. They say to call early in the morning at like 6 a.m. to make sure that they have a room for you. So I called them. They said come in whenever to shower, eat a breakfast, and then just go in. So we went to the hospital. We showed up at 9 a.m. They admitted us, everything, got into the room. I was so pumped to like film my birth experience and everything. And I get undressed. They give you a gown. Well, I can do another video on what to bring in your hospital bag. Really, you don't need anything, in my opinion. The hospital supplies pretty much everything. So anyways, and then at 10 a.m. my doctor came in and he checked me. I was about 1.5 centimeters, and the induction process I think is different for everyone as well, but with me they started with a swipe of a cervix gel that can help I guess dissolve your cervix to start contractions and contract your cervix. So they came in and they explained that since I was a first-time mom, I would expect to be there anywhere between 14 to 16 hours of labor. Usually they do about 3 swipes of the Cervidil before they start Pitocin or any other routes of the induction process. So literally while my doctor his hand was still in my vagina putting the cervix gel on my cervix, I started to have contractions, but I did not realize like that's what was happening. So he leaves the room. By the time he leaves the room, I'm in like a lot of pain already, just so uncomfortable, and you can't really explain a contraction unless you've had one, but it's just like very, very, very intense period cramps at first, at least. And I had gone in with an open mind about an epidural, but I ultimately did end up getting the epidural. So this was at 10 a.m. and they put the gel in. I start contracting, and I was 1.5 centimeters dilated when he had checked me. So by noon, I'm in excruciating pain, and I'm like begging for the epidural. And so they call the anesthesiologist, and he ends up coming in. I'm having contractions while he's doing the epidural, and they try to like time it so they're not giving you one while you're having a contraction, but the contractions were coming so fast, there was just no relief, essentially. They were just back to back to back. So everyone's experience is so different, and I did so much research and preparation for labor, and women would say like ride out the waves of the contractions and the different time increments that they would come. Well, all of that went out the window because none of that is how it went with my experience, at least. The contractions just came super fast. So at noon, I got the epidural, and when you get the epidural, they put a catheter in you, and I could feel that the catheter go in. It was super painful, and I told my nurse, I was like, this is painful, like I can feel the catheter, and she was like, no, like you shouldn't be feeling it, it shouldn't be painful. And I could still feel like the intensity of the contractions, but they weren't like bringing me to the floor. I was literally like crawling around on the hospital floor. I don't even know, like I blacked out. Like I went to the toilet at one point to have contractions and labor on the toilet because I felt like that would give me some relief. It was horrible, but you like know what's happening, so it's not scary. It's just like mentally to prepare, like it's just so much. You go into like a different element of your brain. I can't even explain it. So I was like crawling around on the floor, get the epidural in, and it kind of takes the edge off, and they have you lay down once you get the epidural. So I'm laying there and I can feel everything. They call the anesthesiologist back so he can give me more medicine, but he's doing his rounds, so it'll take a little bit before he gets there. So I'm laboring. They keep checking me, and by the time I got my epidural, I was 7 centimeters. So I went from 1.5 to 7 from 10 a.m. until noon, without any pain medication or anything. So I'm at 7 centimeters at this point. And then at 2:30, around like 2 o'clock, I'm like have the body shakes really bad, and another nurse comes in, and so it's like 2:30 at this point, And she's like, has anyone checked you again yet? And I was like, no. And I can feel the contractions, like the epidural wore off. It didn't really take as it should have. And she checks me and she's like, you're crowning, like you're having this baby right now. And they're freaking out. They're calling for my doctor, because the doctor only comes in when you're ready to push, and otherwise you're just with your nurse usually. So they have a whole medical team freaking out, throwing on scrubs, and my baby is coming out of me at this point. So I push 4 times and he comes out. I did not tear. I did poop. I was pooped everywhere. But literally when they tell you you don't care about shitting, you don't. And I can guarantee it. So I just was making jokes about it. They see everything, the nurses, doctors, it does not even faze them. They just want a healthy baby. So he came out, I delayed the cord clamp, and then Brad cut the cord. He was perfect, 7 pounds, 3 ounces. He had really good skin color, no jaundice at all or anything. And yeah, it was the quickest. It was a 5-hour labor story. But in those 5 hours, it was like excruciating. Like I couldn't even tell you now like what I was thinking. Yeah, so it just happened all so fast. And I stayed one night in the hospital. The night of the hospital stay was also horrible. They come in every 2 hours to check you. They check vitals on the baby. It just don't, at least for me, I just did not sleep, so I would not plan on having like a great night of sleep. The night that you give birth, if you give birth in the afternoon or however, I don't know. It just wasn't a great experience for me. But the hospital, everything took great care of me. The baby, everything. It was a great experience. So literally no complaints at all, other than just having to get checked on every 2 hours the night of my hospital stay. So yeah, that is my birth story. I'm trying to think as far as what to pack in my hospital bag. I brought like a pair of pajamas, a long phone charger, toiletries, some like the Freedom Mom underwear. I'm trying to think what else. A few, like a couple different onesies for the baby, and I'm trying to think. I mean, I brought a robe. I did not use the robe. I did use both outfits because I brought a short sleeve and a long sleeve. He was born in May, so I didn't know if it was going to be hot or not in the hospital, and he ended up being too cold, so I used a long sleeve onesie on him. I used the pajamas, I think, but they give you a robe, which is actually pretty convenient to just be in it the whole time, and just with your reusable underwear or disposable underwear, if that's what you want to do. They give you the pads, the numbing ointment for your vagina if you tear or have hemorrhoids or whatever. My vagina was really sore. Obviously, duh, just pushed a fucking baby out, but I didn't tear anything, so I don't have to worry about stitches or any of that. And yeah, they give you everything though, pretty much. And they give you ibuprofen and a stool softener. And they just make sure all is good. So I had a really great experience. I'm 6 weeks out postpartum today, so we don't go back to get him checked until a couple weeks for his 2-month checkup. But baby Brooks is doing so well. I think he's probably about 10 pounds now, but I have no idea. He is perfect and so cute. I'm so in love. I can't even explain it. But yeah, so that's my birth story. And everyone has such a different experience. No experience is the same, but no matter what experience you have, it's all perfect. Like, it's all meant to be. And I wish every mama the best. It's amazing what our bodies can do. So yeah, that's my birth story, and that is an update on that. Will Brooks is 2 weeks old today. He was born May 25th. Here he is in his swing. Just hanging out.
What are you filming?
And there's his dad.
And every night, tonight and every night.
Alright, and this morning we're gonna go up to see the
Of my father, I've come to know the shipwreck.
the wagon wheel ruts that were established by the pioneers 1990. So it's about, what would you say, an hour and a half north of Cheyenne?
Yep.
Okay. So we've got two socks and Brooks back there.
Tonight and every night, tonight and every night. I want a chance to get mad and have fights and then make up. I wanna know where this light and this darkness will take us. I wanna see just how beautiful you'll be when you're 50. So all of my friends will be jealous and dying of envy. I hate that we only get one life, only one chance to get it right. And I wanna spend it by your side, tonight and every night, tonight and every night, tonight and every night. Tonight and every night. Tonight and every night. This feels like one of those moments moving by so fast. You wanna do something just to make it last. You wanna do something to remember. Breathe it in, the feel of your body on my fingertips. The moonlight on fire and the clothes we're in. We gotta do something to remember. We don't wanna forget it. I wanna memorize it, wanna stay here forever. 'Cause I take a picture